Hey everyone, Foul Play here, back recording another Modern League. I did a little bit of thinking, and I've decided I want Leyline back in the main deck. Last league I came up against two Storm decks, which this would be, very, very good against them in their gut shot. And I'm also expecting a lot of Amulet Titan, and it's quite good against Amulet Titan pre-board for us, since we have the flying to fly over the top of the zombies. That, and if anyone else is still running about with Jund, hopefully it's going to be useful as well. In addition to that, I've removed Lurrus from the deck for now. I want to do some more playtesting with it, but I've made some changes to the sideboard I'll go over in a moment. And I just wanted that extra slot freed up. So here we've got the full 4 of Ethereal, Armor, Grispoon, Hyena Umbra, Rancor, and Daybreak Coronet. And then we've got a 1 of Spider Umbra and All That Glitters, and a 2 of Sentinel's Eyes. Normal creatures, 5 fetches, 4 Horizon Canopies, as far as the main deck is concerned, plus your normal creatures as well, yep. In the sideboard, we have got 3 Force of Vigor, we have got 3 Path to Exile, 3 Gadok Tig, 2 Stony Silence, 2 Rest in Peace, and then a 1 of Deafening Silence and a 1 of Damping Sphere. So obviously both these cards are very good against Storm. Damping Sphere is additionally good against Amulet Titan and Tron as well. So we'll see what works better, and we'll see what we like. Obviously Deafening Silence is more mana efficient, and it has better synergy with the Ethereal Armor, not just the All That Glitters. But yeah, okie dokie. So let's go ahead. We'll get into a league now. And we'll see what the deck can offer for us. Okay, now it looks like we've found our first round opponent here. And we've won the die roll, awesome. So, off to a good start here. We'll have a look at our hand. Alright, hand's pretty aura light here. They're on Gigantha, which probably means they're Tron. I think Tron, maybe humans, but mostly Tron. I think this hand is keepable against Tron, potentially. Doesn't apply that much pressure. I'm going to keep and hope they have a slightly slow hand and Core Spirit Dancer just goes off. So yeah, we'll start off by fetching out this Misty Rainforest, and we will go for our Glade Cover Scout and pass the turn to our opponent. Okay, Scalding Tarn with Gigantha. What is our opponent up to? Is it Urza? Bank Control. 2 cards on the bottom of their library. Okay, well that was a pretty poor draw then. Just going to take the opportunity to get Core Spirit Dancer out. Attack for 1, and then we can look to put down First Strike next turn. Hopefully Core Spirit Dancer doesn't get hit with a Galvanic Blast or something. I think this is Urza. I think. Oh, Boral. So it's another Storm deck running Gigantha. Okay, that's interesting. Or is it even Storm? I'm thoroughly confused here. Obviously they could bounce Core Spirit Dancer or kill it or something, but I want to be as aggressive as possible. I've already applied almost no pressure this game. Alright, well that was a pretty decent draw. And other than that, we're flooding out on these Leylines a little bit. But we will be able to cast Leyline next turn, which might prevent a Grape Shot from killing us. And then we'd just have to go back in on the Scout. I think it is Storm, but normally they don't run fetch lands. Normally they don't run that, and they just go for the land base, which doesn't require a large amount of time. Alright, so let's go ahead and attack here. We'll hit our opponent for basically 1 here, because he's blocking the core Spirit Dancer. Then we'll use post-combat to resolve this Leyline. And really put the pressure on our opponent that way. I guess we could have done that pre-combat because it would have given us 1 extra life. I don't think it's going to matter. Alright. So this is a little bit funky, but I think we're up against Storm. So cards I like to bring in here. The Rest in Peace, Deafening Silence, and Damping Sphere will be really good. And then the Gadok Teagues. I don't really like having the removal against this deck. Cards to cut while on the draw. We can probably trim on a land as well, and then we just need 1 more card. We'll cut a Spirit Dancer, so we've only got 1 Spirit Dancer in the deck. But we do have the 3 Gadok Teagues as an efficiency swap for them, so that's not too bad. This hand's got good interaction with our opponent, but it's got a very weak game plan for us. It's difficult. Do we keep it off the strength of 2 hate cards? Because we got the Leyline, we got the Deafening Silence. We just don't have a good creature. And we don't have good auras for that creature, because it will just die to 1 Grape Shot having 0 toughness. I think we look for a better hand. That's a very tough decision, though. This is better. I'm keeping basically because my opponent's mulling into 5. I don't think it's particularly great. Can repeal target lands, or is it just non-land permanents? I think it's non-land permanents, which I think makes going on a Dried Arbor a little bit better here. We don't have any green aura in hand, though, so we can't utilize that mana. Alright. So they've done Serum Visions and double topped. And we're just going to go for a pretty weak line, which is get the Dried Arbor. Alright, it's a Goblin Electromancer, so I guess it is Storm, and I guess he's just playing Gigantha in case he floods out or something. I guess it makes some description of sense. It's a much better creature, let's play it. It's not using our mana inefficiently either, because we couldn't use the green mana anyway. It sucks having that kind of sequence there, though. Alright, we'll see what our opponent does. If we drop Griffspoon and Ethereal Armor, we can attack for 8, put them to 9. I'm sure they're just going to try to go off here. Pieces of the puzzle, yep. So what have they revealed here? Baral, Opt, Abrade, Grape Shot, and Manamorphose. Abrade's an interesting one. So he's put Baral, Opt, and Abrade into his graveyard. Yep, casting the Grape Shot there. Alright, and looks... I think my opponent might have the win here. It'd be getting somewhat close. He's got a lot of mana. Yeah, this is totally just going through the motions for them. Alright. And yep, they cast Grape Shot and we lose. That's fine. I don't need to see anymore. He's got the Grape Shot that he can flash back. And then we just die. It's fine. Alright. Alright. What do we want to change here? On the play, we might want our land back in. I don't think I'm huge on the Core Spirit Dancer here. It sucks he has a Braid, because that's good against our Gadok Teague. I still think Damping Sphere's worth it. Same with Deafening Silence. Let's run this. A little different to what I was doing last league against Storm. Because I have the 2 extra sideboard cards, I have to cut 2 more cards. I have to work out a good system for that. This hand really accomplishes nothing. About the only thing I like about it is the fact that we've got 2 Leylines, so 1 repeal doesn't just beat us. I still think it's got like nothing going on for it, so we're just gonna ship that one. Alright, this hand's like much better. We'll keep it. We'll go ahead and we'll bottom the Grispoon here. Keep double Totem Armor. Seems pretty good to me. Hopefully we draw land and then we can go Gadok Teague and then we can put Totem Armor on our Gadok Teague and protect it from the Abrade. I think that's going to be very important for us winning this game. He's put 2 cards on the bottom with his Serum Visions there. Alright, we don't get the land source, we get Ethereal Armor. We'll just cast the Ethereal Armor, hit in. Alright, looks like my opponent's fogging it for a turn. They're probably going to look to go off next turn. We brick again on land, so we'll play the Rancor. It's the most damage, hit in. Basically at this stage I'm just hoping my opponent can't combo off, but he probably can. Would have been a very different game if we'd hit our land drop, but that's okay. These games will happen. Alright, he's just done a whole lot of nothing that turn, but again, we don't do much ourselves. Mathematically, I think it's correct to play the one of Spider Umbra we've got there. We've got 2 planes in our deck where we've only got 1 forest. Alright, so it's now or never. My opponent needs to go in and they need to do something. I guess they could just get Gigantha and play it. It might be what they're doing. In which case we can just Hyena Umbra, attack over the top and win. So we'll have 9 trample. Opponent is going deep here. He's bottomed both. We're probably in a lot of trouble now. Grape Shot, Ramon, Grape Shot. Okay, they've got it. That's more than enough damage. So, game 1 lost to Storm. It is a difficult and tricky matchup. I'll say that much. It's not an easy one by any stretch. We could have got them if we'd drawn into that land source. Gadok Teague was probably enough, maybe. But yeah, our opponent Like, that's just Storm. It can sit there doing nothing, and then it just wins in one turn. That's the way the deck functions. Alright, so we're going to be back here for our second match. We won the die roll. Excellent. That is what we like to see. Alright. So what's our hand look like? Pretty good, but there's no green source, so we're going to mulligan it. No creature. We got to ship this one too. Opponent mulligan to 6 as well. Alright, we'll keep this one. Here I think we bottom Rancor Forest. I think. Opponent also mulligan to 5. That could be wrong, but like the problem is I don't know what I'm up against. If I knew what I was up against, I'd know if I wanted the land to curve out. Like, because if I'm against Tron, casting double Rancor attacking for 5 on turn 2 is like very, very good. Where if I'm up against anything interactive, I probably insta-lose if they strip like 1 aura from my hand there. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what was right when our opponent does what they're doing. Alright, it's Tron. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. We got a pretty good sideboard for against Tron, though. So that is an upside. Alright, Chalice on 1. This is Eldrazi Tron. I guess we just hope to draw a white mana source and attack with Daybreak Coronet at this point. We're really weak to Blast Zone as well because we don't have the Totem Armor down. I think it's still correct to play... Oh, there's the Blast Zone, of course. Still think it's correct to play the Rancor. Alright. Whatever. That's game. There's no point playing on here. He just activates Blast Zone. We've bricked too many land drops. And he's got the Chump Blocker to stop us from attacking. Like, that's just not happening. I'm sorry. Alright, Force of Vigor very good here. Leyline very bad here. Also, we need Gadok Teague for their Khan crap that they do. And Damping Sphere is also pretty good. That's about all we want here. Stony Silence, I don't like it as much as in the Tron matchup. I like it in the Tron matchup on the play, not on the draw. Against Eldrazi Tron, their only artifacts are like pretty much Expedition map on turn 1. They don't have the 8 eggs. What do I want to minus out here? Probably... I don't really want to remove Sentinel's Eyes. Alright, might just remove one hexproof creature. 1 Griffspan, 1 Core. I think that's as balanced as I'm going to keep it there. Alright, throw this one back. Alright, this looks excellent. Let's keep it. We'll bottom land source. The Temple Garden here. Yeah, so double aura with Totem Armor into Daybreak. Sounds fantastic. We will have to remember our dyssynergy between Gadok Teague and Force of Vigor this time. I messed up with that in the previous leg. Looks like my opponent begun with 7 in hand. They kept their 7. So they are a card up. Hopefully no Simian Spirit Guide into Chalice here. That'd be quite gross. Alright, looks like he's just got the tower. I'm guessing he's got a Chalice of the Void hand, and he's hinging off the strength of that. That would work much better for my opponent on the play than on the draw. If he has Blast Zone to back it up, it's going to be really good for us. And really good for him, sorry. But he hasn't played the Expedition map, so he'd have to have the Blast Zone in hand. Yep, so there's old Chalicey boy. Gotcha. Hopefully we draw Force of Vigor here for some protection. I just think we want to be aggressive here. We can play Core Spirit Dancer later and get value that way. Just be really aggressive. Because, like, we're one aura off killing them now pretty well. Alright. That's fine. Yep. So we'll attack in for 7, trample 5. He'll get his Matter Reshaper trigger. Second main, Core Spirit Dancer plus land. Alright, Matter Reshaper jumps into a Matter Reshaper. I guess Iglesias is not ramping them, and we can just trample over the top next turn, really, can't we? So far this game, that Chalice has done pretty well nothing. It stopped us from casting the Slippery Bogle on this turn. But I think it's probably incorrect to play anyway when you want to hold it in hand for your Force of Vigor. Alright, opponent conceded this game, and we got there. So that's really good. On the draw, I might bring back Core Spirit Dancer, take out one land. Yep, I think that's the sideboard. I don't think I want to change too much else. Actually, maybe Damping Sphere should have come out. That seems worse on the play. It does help protect us against All's Dust a little bit. Alright, this hand's fantastic. I'm going to snap keep this. It's not really weak to Chalice on 1 because we can just Force of Vigor destroy the Chalice. So the dream start here is if my opponent plays turn 1 map into turn 2 Chalice, and then we eat both of those artifacts off of the Rancor pitch, and then, like, that's perfect. We'll be in fantastic shape from that point forward. Alright, so no turn 1 map. I'm sure they have got the Chalice though, so... I might just wait an extra turn on the Force of Vigor, see if we can get some more value out of it. Alright, let's play our Core Spirit Dancer here. That's a very good draw. Really, any aura is a good draw at this point, but getting Vigilance is very good against this deck. Blast Zone on 1 for my opponent. Alright, end of turn. Let's just cast this, blow up that. That's going to be enough. Alright, and we draw Windswept Teeth, so we can go ahead here and get a double draw here if we want it. I think we just want to load up on this Core Spirit Dancer at the moment. We won't let them know about the other one just yet. We'll deal more damage. We'll be more aggressive this way. If we draw any 1 mana aura off this next draw, we've been like as mana efficient as possible. If not, we've just taken an extra 2 damage, which is not the worst in the world. Alright, we draw Ethereal Armor, so we get a very, very aggressive attack here. This is fantastic. We don't quite have the strength of Lurrus to help recover us from this Blast Zone here. But we do get Rancor back, and we can recast the Sentinel's Eyes. Alright. So he's put a charge counter on the Blast Zone. So it looks like his next turn is going to be pop Blast Zone and try to get us that way. And then we can cast our second Core Spirit Dancer in our second main. Alright, so we'll just go, we'll attack. Yep, he pops that, Rancor to hand. That's all fine. So do we want to play Core Spirit Dancer or Gadok Teague here? 4 cards in hand for my opponent. I think we just cast the auras here. Great, we draw a land so we can be as mana efficient as possible. Recast his Sentinel's Eyes. Get another draw. Alright, so we're in a pretty strong spot. We got the Rancor in hand to trample over. Alright, Reality Smash is a pretty good one for my opponent, but it's not going to cut it here. We draw any other aura, and I think we just have damage, the lethal damage over the top. Yep, so we drew a Hyena Umbra, that'll add another 3. We draw the Daybreak, yep. Cool. So we got there, that was really good. If we didn't draw the Hyena Umbra then, we had the Horizon Canopy, we could have cycled into one more draw, hoping for another 1-mana aura. Yep, but we got there, we beat Eldrazi Tron, which is a difficult matchup, but that just goes to show everyone that, like, it's a winnable matchup. It's just, like, it's just difficult, but it's winnable. And, you know, having 3 Force of Vigors in your sideboard is very, very important against that deck. Okay, we're back here for our third match. We're on the play. Really, really good. I love being on the play. We'll keep this hand. This hand's looking very solid. Opponent's running a Lurrus deck here. Yep, so we'll just do our normal game plan of Jam, Scout, and Pass. It could still be Jund. The fact it's an interactive attrition-based deck, looks like it's mono-red prowess. It's going to be a little more difficult. Leyline would have been better in my opening hands. We're taking a lot of damage from our auras here. But we do get an attack for 4, which is handy. Suspended Riftbolt takes us down to 14. We'll see what they do with the rest of their turn. Hopefully it's just a creature of some description and we can attack in for a big amount. Playing All That Glitters will jump us to 8 power. But it will also take 2 life, so, you know. It's a bit rough, Is it just the Rakdos deck? Alright, well, we'll just take a little bit more damage to reduce the clock to 2 turns. And attack in. And now if they play a chump blocker, we drew the Rancor, so we can just put that on our creature, trample over the top. So they just have to kill us on burn damage, which I think they're capable of doing, but I think this is a prowess deck, so it might be a little bit more difficult for them. Maybe it's just burn. Riftbolt, Lightning, Helix. I don't think the prowess deck was running that. So like triple burn spell and they'll get the win. Alright, looks like they got it. Alright. So we lost game 1 there against Burn. That can happen, especially when you got those Horizon Canopies as you land. That was a little bit unfortunate for us. Alright, so against Burn, I like having Leylines, obviously. I also like having some number of Force of Vigor because Eidolon is like really strong against us. Core Spirit Dance is pretty unlikely to do much, and I might just bring in these paths over the other two Core Spirit Dances. So, yep, I'll go with that. Actually, I'm a complete fool. I should be running the Deafening Silence there. Deafening Silence is like very good. Alright, this has got the Leyline, but its creature's a Dryad Arbor. We don't have Totem Armor in hand. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. Alright, this looks much better. We'll keep this one. We'll get rid of the Horizon Canopy because it will deal us the most damage over time. And here we're going to have to shock in the Temple Garden. And then play our creature. And then we're going to get basic planes off the Windswept Heath. At which point, once we have the first strike down, depending how much damage my opponent's dealt, what kind of open they've had, I might just be on chump blocking mode at that point. Waiting to draw the Daybreak Coronet. Alright, so opponent has got the Goblin Guide. If Daybreak Coronet is in hand, you can be like much more aggressive, but... Although... I'm going to fog one turn and then look for potentially a bigger attack next turn. I mean, he's dealt no damage to himself. I don't think we're winning that race. I think we're stalling until either we have a massive creature or we draw life gain. Unfortunately, I don't have Spirit Link in the deck. Spirit Link's very strong in this matchup. You just put it on the Eidolon of the Great Revel, and then you gain life instead of losing it. Yeah, look, I don't want to take the damage here. I'm just happy to cast the Sentinel's Eyes, the Griff Spoon. We'll get the attack in. We'll have the Vigilance to block with. Looks like my opponent's holding up maybe a Skullcrack here. But yeah, I don't think the 1 point of damage is worth taking 2 life there. Not against Burn. That'd be pretty reckless. This is one of the reasons why I love Sentinel's Eyes, is just the extra 2 sources of Vigilance can come very, very in handy in matchups where you'd otherwise question not attacking. So that was a fantastic draw for us. Alright, and we've drawn like all our 1-mana auras, so yep. Opponent's now on a 2-turn clock. They can potentially still kill us with just burn spells, but you know, burn spells are going to have to do a lot of work. Maybe they're packing Wear Tear here actually. Alright, we got them down to 6. And they're going to have to shoot us in the face for a lot of damage here. Alright, there is the Skullcrack. Alright, cool. So we get there. Big, fat creature with Vigilance was enough to beat his Goblin Guard hand. So yeah, we're very fortunate to draw the Sentinel's Eyes there. Even without it, I think we're in a pretty good place to win the match. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Deafening Silence. It's going to slow our opponent down a lot. I think we remove probably the All That Glitters over the Griff Spoon. It's less damage, but it's more mana efficient, which I think is probably going to be important here. Alright, great, we got our Daybreak Coronet, so we're going to just snap keep this hand. Creature double Daybreak, yes please. Alright, we take some damage to the face. Alright, I'm going to play out the Temple Garden here. I don't like taking the 2 points of damage. I could potentially take 1 point of damage off the Horizon Canopy instead. But then it's the same damage if I draw a 1 mana aura I want to cast. I guess just based off the fact that I might not draw that 1 mana aura. Yeah, I think that was wrong. Alright, we drew the 1 mana aura. Now I think it was right. Oh well, it doesn't make a difference now, I suppose, actually. But yeah, big attack here, big old attack, 4/4. Looks like my opponent's got a handful of burn spells, so he's going to be a little bit slow killing us. Hopefully they're 2 mana burn spells and not 1 mana burn spells. Alright, that's a Boros charm, so it's 4 damage, not 3. Here the max damage they can do is 9, so I think we've got it. Alright, Leyline of Sanctity will be pretty juicy if we get to our next turn and need it. Alright, there's the Skull Crack. So we're down to 8 now. Definitely in a very killable range for the burn deck. He's got triple burn spell. We're in a lot of trouble. Alright, he just needs 2 burn spells in 3 cards in his hand now. And we'll either win or lose off of that. Sweet, he's cycled the Sunbaked Canyon there, so I think we're pretty good here. Great, oh, excellent. We got the win against Burn. That can be a pretty difficult and scary matchup. As much as people say it's free, I've certainly lost a lot of games that I've played perfectly. Yeah, it's not that easy. Yeah, but that's great. We'll be looking on to match 4 now. G'day, and here we are back for round 4. We are on the draw this time. First time this league, so we've been fortunate so far. We don't have a creature in hand. We don't have a fetch line. We're going to throw this one. Excuse me. Alright, sounds looking better. We'll get rid of the excess Daybreak Coronet there, and we'll go ahead and keep. Grape Lightning. Is this a Storm deck? Eldrazi. I love Eldrazi. No, not really. Oh. Eldrazi and taxes. Gotcha. Alright, so Forest and pass to my opponent. This is likely going to be bad. If they've got Eldrazi Displacer, they can reoccur a Core Spirit Dancer removal, which is going to be pretty tough to win with Core Spirit Dancer then. Alright, looks like they've bricked on land drop, so we might actually be fortunate here. If you have something like Spirit Mantle in the deck, it will help. It will give protection from creatures, so that won't actually work on your creature. They'll still be able to hit your auras, or if they bounce the Spirit Mantle and then do what they do, you know. But yeah, little bit rough here. Hopefully it's just a lead and Arbiter, it does nothing. Alright, Thalia is a little more annoying, but that's okay. I'm going to take this opportunity to fetch in a Temple Garden here before he gets Lead and Arbiter out. And also just to thin the deck of 1 card before I get my draw. Okay, we draw Ethereal Armor, which is good. With the Thalia out, we just really need him to not be able to interact with the Core Spirit Dancer here. Is Flicker Wisp only his creatures, or is it mine also? Because now he's on Flicker Wisp mana. Let me just have a quick look. We've taken 2. Alright, looks like it's here anyway. Alright, well, goodbye to our core Spirit Dancer. We draw Rancor, which is a little bit pointless. We'll pass to the turn to our opponent now. Hopefully he doesn't have the second Flicker Wisp, or he doesn't have Restoration Angel. We can potentially get the win here next in 2 turns. Getting hit for 5, that's quite aggressive from our opponent. No good blocks here. I think we pretty much just have to risk the Daybreak Coronet here. Gain the life. If he plays a creature, I think he's got us anyway, so I think he would have exiled the Spirit Dancer there. Maybe he's just going for information. If it's another Flicker Wisp, we just concede. Alright, that's fine, that's over. A little bit too much interaction for us to get around there. Okay, so do we want to change anything? I think a Path to Exiles are probably quite important here. Leylines don't do very much, except Thought-Knot Seer. We could bring in a 1 of Force of Vigor or Stony Silence. I think we bring in the 1 of Stony Silence here. Or we could bring in Gadok Teague as just an extra creature, but we saw how bad our actual creatures are. Yep, let's go with that. Alright, we'll keep this. This looks significantly better. Obviously, use your fetch lands against a Death and Taxes deck before you use your non-fetch lands. Or else I just Leotin Arbiter and Ghost Quarter you. And then you'll get Strip Mined and it won't be very much fun. Alright, we'll get our Bogle out there. Our champion. Turn 1 Aethervar. Giver of Runes. Okay, that's not too bad. I'd say that's probably better for us than a turn 1 Aethervar. Yep, so here... I think it's correct to play All That Glitters over the other 2. That way if we draw a 3rd land, we can do Griftspoon plus Daybreak Coronet and attack for more damage. We lose out on 1 point of damage this way, but we are more mana efficient on that line. Which is probably the best line for us to try and get happening. Alright, Thalia comes down. I like a line less against Thalia, actually. Alright, let's get this flying happening. So I think Flicker Wisp is sorcery speed, and I can just go ahead and cast the Hyena Umbra here, attack in. Yeah. I think that's the way this is all working. Oh, has he got Blessed Alliance? Am I playing into a Blessed Alliance here? That would be so bad. Disenchant. Okay, disenchant's not too bad. Better than losing our creature and 3 auras, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I should have thought of Blessed Alliance earlier. Well, a Thought-Knot's here will take a Daybreak Coronet, but if we draw a land, we can resolve the other one, and we'd be in a really good position to win the game if that's all they've got going on. It is the Flicker Wisp, so that's not too bad for us. I guess he just takes an aura, but I don't see what that does. Because we just reattach it. I don't think we have to pay a Thalia mana cost to reattach it. No, because it's not a cast. It's not land, but you know, it's not bad. No instant speed antics from my opponent in this game, which is nice, but we don't have the trample, and we don't have Daybreak down yet. Definitely still losable from here. Oh yeah, of course, he just gives protection from blue or green, and then blocks for free. Yep, and we lose our totem armor. That's very loose from me. That's extremely loose from me. I should know better than that. Alright, we just throw away Hyena Umbra, which is very, very loose. He's going for an Eldrazi. Looks like Mana Reshaper because 3 mana. Eldrazi Displacer, sorry. Of course they're doing that, not the Mana Reshaper. And they've got mana to activate the Eldrazi Displacer. I think we've just bricked too many turns on lands to win here, and we threw away our Hyena Umbra, which was very loose. What can we do? Draw Path? I guess that's a decent step 1. Yeah, we really need Trample here. Trample is more important than Daybreak Coronet resolving at this point. They can instant speed exile 2 permanents right now. And they get the Stoneforge Mystics. Yikes. Mono white, Death and Taxes with Stoneblade. Getting there. I think this one's pretty well over. So yeah, this is definitely showing that in this situation, Spirit Mantle would be more effective than Griff Spoon. Okay, what do we see now? Alright, we finally see the land. I don't think it's going to be enough. Can we attack here? Or can he do like a tricky block where we get massively stuffed over? I think we're good to attack here. But he's just going to do his trick anyway. Just block and... Oh wait, he's got Eldrazi Displacer as well. Nah, this is just bad. I'm just inting. Oh man. Feels bad. I played this game horribly. Because now he instant speed activates... Oh wait, no. Not yet. Not from the way he did it. Because he can exile that so we don't gain life. And then exile an aura until end of turn. He's blocked with the wrong creature. If he blocked with the Displacer there and then flickered the Flicker Wisp, he would have got our Hyena Umbra. We're very fortunate we did not get punished. That was a bad, very loose attack. But yeah, this is what I mean. Like, without Trample, we're just never pushing damage through. Alright, here comes the Batterskull. Then Sword of Fire and Ice is going to be coming out next. Oh, Sword of Fire and Ice, really? I guess they're just attaching that to something. Getting the attack, the draw trigger, the... This is giving us an opening to gain life. If we draw Trample here, we can gain a lot of life and still be in the game. Alright. I think he made the wrong decision with what equipment to bring in then. I mean, he's very far ahead, but still. Alright, we might just have a chance. It's not a very good one, though. Because he got Fire and Ice and not Feast and Famine as well. He doesn't have protection from the Scout here. He can probably go get Feast and Famine this turn, though, and then just attack through, assuming he's got the Feast and Famine. It looks like he does. Yeah, this was not played well by me, but my opponent definitely drew the goods. They didn't have a good starting hand. They drew the goods, and we drew pretty dead. What was our next card? Another Ethereal Armor. Gotcha. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Griff Spoon in that matchup is very, very weak. Alright, onwards and upwards to round 5. Okay, we are back here for the 5th and final round of this league. We are on the draw against Zappanap. And he's got a very pretty looking dragon sprite. I like it. Is that the dragon sprite from the spell from the blue-red prowess deck, like Lurus deck thing that was running about? Not quite sure. Yep, we'll go ahead and keep this hand. It's a little weak if Core Spirit Dancer dies, but we can get a Dryad Arbor with our Windswept Heath, and then we'll be good after that. Opponent's mulligan to 6. We'll see how low they go. What have they got here? Utopia Sprawl. Alright, looks like we're up against Ponza. Red? Yep, okay. It's the Ponza deck. It's not the Super Friends Planeswalker deck because he's chose red, not blue. Yep, so land, pass. So here my opponent's best line is Blood Moon. Pillage will fetch in response and just fog the damage that way. And then we just have to hope they don't have the Lightning Bolt or the creature that deals damage with the Adventure. Bone Crusher Giant. Hope he doesn't have Lightning Bolt or Bone Crusher Giant. Alright, looks like he's casting Arbor Elf here. Floating double red. Not sure he can do a lot with the double red. We'll just let him empty that out of his mana pool. Go to our end step. And we'll get... I feel like Basic Forest is safer here. We could actually slow roll the Core Spirit Dancer return here as well. I think I like that actually. Our opponent doesn't know what we're on yet. He might just think Abzan or Jund or something. Yep. I like this line a lot. And if he Blood Moons, we get like 3 basic lands. We're probably set off that. Another Utopia Sprawl. Alright. Is it going to be Glorybringer? 7 mana is a lot of mana. Sure. Seasoned Pyromancer is okay. Damn, it sucks that he had Pillage there. You get the Temple Garden, even though it plays into Blood Moon. I want the green mana for Core Spirit Dancer in case he doesn't have it. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and bait the Blood Moon here as well. By jamming the Razorverge Thicket we drew. We've still got the White Plains in the hand that we can utilize. Hopefully no Bone Crusher Giant, no Lightning Bolt. We probably just lose if he's got either of those cards. Alright, there's the Lightning Bolt. Blood Moon we scoop. Maybe we don't scoop. We could draw Core Spirit Dancer and live. This is very rough now. God is pretty strong. Another Seasoned Pyromancer. I don't really care about Seasoned Pyromancer there. Looks like he's going to get to draw some cards from it. Though, refills his hand. Another land. Holy cow, he's getting a lot of value out of this turn. Alright, so. Get attacked for 2. God's online. It's just life gain and loss, right? Yeah, okay. Well, not a huge amount I can do here because we bricked on the creature. If we draw a Scout or Core Spirit Dancer next turn, we'll be okay. I'd prefer the Scout though, or the Boggle. Because then we can play creature or a Daybreak. Yes. Alright, GG. He's got the Magus. Magus of the Moon. That's enough. That really sucks. If that was a hexproof creature hand, I would have absolutely destroyed my opponent then. They're very fortunate that that was my creature. Alright, so Force of Vigor and Path to Exile are good here. Force of Vigor is not amazing though. I do like Suppression Field normally, but I'm not running that in this list here today. I'm running the Stony Silence instead. I don't want to minus out here. Like most of my auras, I like most of my creatures. Probably 1 Force of Vigor, 1 All That Glitters, and then that will have to do. Force of Vigor is not guaranteed to be good, by the way. It can just break, particularly when their moon effect is Magus of the Moon and not Blood Moon. Well, we're just gonna have to keep this and cross our little fingers because we've had some pretty bad hands here. We'll lead on Dryad Arbor, and then we can turn 2 have 2 creatures out at the least. And that's about the best we can do. I don't think we can go down to 5. Maybe we can. Well, that's definitely getting used. Alright, I feel much better now because we can now beat Blood Moon. Pillage is fine. Blood Moon is fine. I'm happy with either. That's fine. As long as Core Spirit Dancer lives. That's what we're crossing our fingers for. So here my opponent can actually generate 4 mana if he had the Utopia Sprawl then. Alright, he's just playing God. Great. Excellent. We're in very good shape now. Okay, and we draw Sentinel's Eyes. I'm pretty keen to get that down. I might just run out the Horizon Canopy there instead of the Griffspoon. Oh, sorry, instead of the Temple Garden, pardon me. We can potentially take one less point of damage there, which I think is reasonable. Our Core Spirit Dancer is very likely to live now, so my opponent would need like a really good turn of blow up our land, like our plains, and play a moon. We'd need 6 mana for that. I don't think he can get to that. Actually, if he has Sprawl, land, and both those things, he can do it. Alright, Bloodbraid Elf is fine. That's absolutely fine. He gets a free Bone Crusher Giant. It doesn't really matter here. We're 1 aura off of attacking through the air and winning. Alright, he takes out Dryad Arbor. That's cool. Whatever. I would have thought he would have played the creature over the Savage Stomp there. That doesn't seem great to me. Alright, well that's not game, but pretty close. Alright, opponent's conceded. We had 9 damage then, but yeah, that I think we were very fortunate that game. On the draw, I'm going to consider Core Spirit Dancer a bit weaker. Bring in the All That Glitters, the 3rd Force of Vigor, and we'll go with that. I really don't like not having... yeah, cool. This is great. We'll keep it. I really don't like not having... What do you call the thing? I can't think right now. Not having Suppression Field in this matchup. Suppression Field is very, very free for us. Our opponent's mulling to 6. We're keeping our 7. We'll see what their turn 1 is. Normally they have a turn 1 play. Okay, they've got a turn 1 play, so they've got access to 3 mana next turn. I think we just fetch the forest here. If he's got Pillage, he's got it. If he's got Magus of the Moon, we're in a better spot. It doesn't make a difference on the Pillage, but it does make a difference on the Magus of the Moon. Actually. Oh. Shoot. I made a big mistake then. I should have upkeep forced this Utopia Sprawl, actually. Alright, Pillage is fine. Yeah, that's pretty loose from me. I could have had an extra land here. We'll get Totem Armor in case he has some sort of Wrath effect. And then we'll start our attacks. I don't think I want to take Utopia Sprawl now. It doesn't seem great value at the moment. 4 mana, it's like switching them off of Bloodbraid, and that's about it. Sweet. Okay, this is much better value now. Sin Divines is a very, very scary card for us. And we just get to go pop. I think he's going to chump the Hyena Umbra in response, which is sort of a bummer, but I mean, it's off the field now. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully we draw 1 mana Aura now. Alright, we draw Daybreak. I'm not upset. We just need our lands to live. Alright, sweet. Seasoned Pyromancer is fine. I'm absolutely okay with that. Daybreak, attack for 5 in the air. Sweet. We're in a very, very strong position here. Daybreak of Goodness. Get on in there. And next turn we've got the kill. Unless he puts up a flying blocker, but like, I'm pretty sure we just win this. Alright, looks like we got the win there. Great. So 3-2 in that league. That takes us up to a nice rounded 5-5. And let's just go have a quick look at the deck real quick, and I'll decide if I think anything should be changed. Yeah, so with the main deck, the flex slots are the Spider Umbra and the All That Glitters. You could go Spirit Mantle with them if you want. You could go double Spider Umbra to get that green count up for your Force of Vigors. Also get that Totem Armor happening. Or you could just go 2 All That Glitters to play around Explosive, like Chalice of the Void a little bit better. And only if Hyena Umbra's out, it plays around Explosives better. As for the rest of our sideboard, I wasn't huge on either Damping Sphere or Deafening Silence here. I found that the matchups that I was bringing them in against, I didn't really want to sideboard out extra cards to fit them in. So I think they're strong. This is probably something you want if there's lots of mono red prowess running around. I don't think it's that good against the burn deck though. Yeah, that's about all. Other than that, yeah, you could cut this All That Glitters and Spider Umbra or whatever, put 2 paths in the main, fit into suppression fields in the side, and then you'll have a much better rounded sideboard. Or some like Torpor Orbs, Hushbringers, something like that. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing on the deck at the moment. I hope it's been informative and entertaining for you all. If it has, please feel free to interact with me via likes and comments down below. All of that stuff is good for the YouTube algorithm and helps grow the channel. And other than that, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you enjoyed the content and want to see more like it. Thanks everyone, and see you next time.